What up, man? It's your boy Vigilante Styles, man, and I'm here doing a mix, as this is actually a special request from a friend who was asking me to show how to get vocals to sit properly in a song. So what I'm doing right now is I'm setting up my mix session here. Oh, by the way, why didn't you guys tell me the PreSonus stock plugins in Studio One are amazing, right? So I think I'm gonna just slap some fat channels on here, and whether or not I'm actually gonna have to use them is debatable. We're gonna go with a SSL sound as usual. I want 2.5 character on it, and that's for because I think it sounds good, right? And then now I'm just gonna use the stock compressor, man, as my bus compressor. It's fire, dude. Like, I go to miscellaneous here, master bus, and then set it to auto, and it's fire, dude. So we're gonna do that. But all this is mostly vocals. So you know what I was thinking? Maybe I don't think I'm gonna need it for the beat track. Yeah, so this is like a session you guys would typically get like 90% of the time. You're almost never gonna get track outs from people anymore, and it sucks. It is what it is. So I gotta show you guys what a real live, you know, mixing session would be like. Oh, I like red light distortion, man, dude. This thing is fire, dude. It's not what you think. It's not like a distortion pedal kind of thing. Like, it's a preamp is what it is. So we got 2 preamps, soft tube, hard tube, bad tube, transistor, fuzz, and an op amp. I like transistor, so, but we're gonna do that here in a moment. I didn't put it on the beat channel because I mean, I might try it, but let's get the beat figured out first, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll talk about setting these vocals and make them sound right. So, and I'm using Studio One stock, because I found out these are the best sounding plugins. What? Now, it doesn't mean every DAW stock plugins are the best. Like, I think FL Studio stock plugins are trash, man. I do, and I think Pro Tools stock plugins, except for that de-esser they have, I think most of them are pretty trash. I think their EQ's okay, but it's just very basic, you know? But man, dude, Studio One, man. Dude, their stock plugins are amazing. Amazing. So anyway, let's get into it. Normally, when I'm working with, like, if I have the beat track outs, I'll like to do the drums and the bass and then mix the vocal in. But I have a like I would do that like on a different pass. So like the first pass, obviously I'm gonna mix the all the instruments and everything, get them sounding right, and then I would bring those in, and then I would mute those instruments, and then I go, well, I would also work on the vocal track and everything. So basically on a first pass, I would just go through just left to right and just work everything, then go back and do like a balance afterwards, and then I go, okay, kick, drum, bass, snare, hats, whatever, and then after that the vocals, and then bring up the other instruments behind the vocals to where I can hear them but they're not overpowering the vocal. And that's usually a good way to do it. But in this case, this is a beat track, right, that these guys had. So my first thing was, I think the tone on the beat track was kind of off. I wanted just to get it in a good place, and now I want to work the vocals. I don't believe in sidechaining vocals to a beat track. I think that's kind of overkill and stupid in a way. Yeah, you're technically carving out frequencies, but I think you're also ruining the integrity of the beat. So I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just gonna EQ the vocals and just bring them in, right? So here we go. Well, I'm gonna EQ and compress them. Basically, we're gonna work. Let's go ahead and work on the tone of the vocals, and then we'll worry about how it sits.
We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Like to say she not important, but I'm coming back every time. I need you up in my line again. I like the Marlboro, she like the Parliaments. Why'd I just let her move into my mind? An apartment is fire, you started inside of my head. Swerving the lanes, you know I'm impaired. Without you, baby, I'd rather be dead. Without you, baby, I'd rather be dead. She got me thinking about who I am. She got me thinking about who he could be. Slow down, baby, she knew that it's using the teeth. Yeah, she said, oh man, a bitch like you knew that. I'm thinking about calling some shooters and pressing them. I was foolish, I was negligent. Who am I kidding? I miss this bitch. Plenty of fish in the sea, what they telling me. I reel them in with the melodies, but I learned my lessons, man. These bitches sure ain't shit. Yeah, these bitches sure ain't shit. Without me, she wishes she dead. Without me, she wishes she dead. Yeah, know this fucked up, but we get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah. Get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Like to say she not important, but I'm coming back every time. I need you up in my line again. I like the Marlboro, she like the Parliaments. Why'd I just let her move into my mind? An apartment is fire, you started inside of my head. Swerving the lanes, you know I'm impaired. Without you, baby, I'd rather be dead. Without you, baby, I'd rather be dead. She got me thinking about who I am. She got me thinking about who he could be. Slow down, baby, she knew that it's using the teeth. Yeah. She said, oh man, a bitch like you knew that. I'm thinking about calling some shooters and pressing them. I was foolish, I was negligent, I was never there. Like, who am I kidding? I miss this bitch. Plenty of fish in the sea, what they telling me. I melodies, but I learned my lessons, man. These bitches sure ain't shit. Yeah, these bitches sure ain't shit. Without me, she wishes she dead. Without me, she wishes she dead. Yeah, know this fucked up, but we get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah.
That sounds pretty good. So now we got that vocal. So what I did on this one, I did initially have the red light distortion. I thought that would sound good, but then I realized the vocals are already pretty distorted, so I guess I don't really need it. So I'm gonna actually remove that from all the other channels. But I like to always put that on just in case, because I like to mess with that first. So here I went in and I high passed the vocal to get rid of the low end stuff. It's about 152 hertz, pretty good. I didn't mess with the gate, there's no point. Compressor, I switched to a fat 1176 compressor, 4:1 ratio, default attack and release times, and just controlling the input gain until I had about like 3 decibels of gain reduction, and then the output gain obviously until I could hear it well. EQ, once again, I just brought it up, try to listen for frequencies that I wanted to hear more of or less of, and got that taken care of. And then a final limiter, just to catch peaks at the end or whatever, and just kind of balance it a little bit more. And then after that, the PreSonus compressor set for de-essing. So I just went to Studio One de-esser here, preset, and just de-essed it. Sounds good, right? Yay! All right, so let's go to the next one. Let's go to this vocal number 2. Let me drink some tea, by the way. Milo's, delicious. Oh, good, you guys had to hear me slurp on video. So, another thing too, I'm gonna just quickly comment about trashy human beings who come on my channel and just talk shit to me. Yeah, man, you're wasting your time, right? Like, I'm not gonna fucking engage in pointless conversation with a fuckhead, and I'm just gonna ban him. But I do, deal with that shit from time to time. The guy who says, "Yo, you can't mix in your DAW better than me. Your room sucks." Blah, 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 whatever. I know my room sucks, but I know my room. And I'm mixing on near field monitors near the wall, and they're at low volume. I'm not blasting this, so the room is not being taken into account. Plus, your brain filters out the room anyway if you're used to it. So fuck that, right? You can hear with your monitors that I'm getting the shit done right. So obviously I'm hearing things pretty well. So anyway, let's go on to the next vocal track and let's get it going.
Teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still got lost. Thrift-shop polos, all the cost. 40s teed up on the course. I just drank them playing golf. Teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I chase them back alive. Needed my frog, got a brand new stitch. Cut it with brand new bitch. Feeding me all the true intentions. Never doubt my assessments. You know you rocking the best away from him. That energy best all over me, yeah. Knowing I'm alone, that I'm never not sober. Headlights and driveway, you said to come over. If I'm still fucked, don't let me leave. No more fuel, I'm all on E. Borrow my soul, so she called me a donor. Landed her more and I made her a moaner. If I'm too numb, that's all on me. Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost, we get fucked, teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still got lost. Thrift-shop polos, all the cost. 40s teed up on the course. I just drank them playing golf. Teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I chase them back alive. Knitted my frog, got a brand new stitch. Cutting withdrawals with a brand new bitch. Feeding me all the true intentions. Never doubt my assessments. You know you rocking the best away from him. That energy best all over me, yeah. Knowing I'm alone, that I'm never not sober. Headlights and driveway, you said to come over. If I'm still fucked, don't let me leave. No more fuel, I'm all on E. Borrow my soul, so she called me a donor. Landed her more and I made her a moaner. If I'm too numb, that's all on me. Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed, we teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still got lost. Thrift-shop polos, all the cost. 40s teed up on the course. I just drank them playing golf. Teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I chase them back alive. Knitted my frog, got a brand new stitch. Cutting withdrawals with a brand new bitch. Feeding me all the true intentions. Never doubt my assessments. You know you rocking the best away from him. That energy best all over me, yeah. Knowing I'm alone, that I'm never not sober. Headlights and driveway, you said to come over. If I'm still fucked, don't let me leave. No more fuel, I'm all on E. Borrow my soul, so she called me a donor. Landed her more and I made her.
Okay, so you kind of see what I'm doing now. So you understand now what I'm doing. I'm gate, high passing, compressor, right? Fat compressor, 4:1. set the input. Other people, like if you might like have like CLA 76 and stuff like that, your outputs and inputs when you turn, it's going to turn both sides. You can unlink them if you want and do it this way, but you don't have to. Like I think that like CLA 76, you can just leave it as is and just just mess with the input gain till you get like 3 decibels gain reduction. If you're using the Blackie, which this is what I think this is. Yeah, EQ. Just a regular EQ. Nothing special, nothing sexy, right? But you pick EQ of your choice. Here I just mess with a few things and it sounds good. And then the final limiter. And then after that, a de-esser. There you go. And then just move on to the next thing. So that's what I'm going to do on all these now. It's going to just work them all and balance it. And then, of course, I just balance it. So just work them all and balance it at this point. That's what I'm doing. And then then I adjust the bus compressor from time to time. If I think that, because I don't want it like compressing too hard while I'm trying to balance these things out. So I try to keep it within on this compressor in particular, I'm going for like 3 decibels of gain reduction instead of 2, like I normally do on an SSL bus compressor. Because with this compressor, it just sounds better at 3 than 2, but you can do either or. Okay, here we go.
Teleport, yeah. Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah. Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah. Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives, boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still got lost. 3-shot polos all
boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still got lost.
Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah.
Still not
boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still
boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah. Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah. Boy, yeah. We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drives with me, teleport. like let's teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still got lost. Thrift shop polos, all the cost. 40s teed up on the course. I just drank them playing golf. Teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside.
Boy, yeah, we get high.
Teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I chase them back alive. Knitting my fall, got a brand new stitch. Cutting withdrawals with a brand new bitch. Feeding me all the true intentions. Never doubt my teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I chase them back alive. Knitting my teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I chase them back alive. Knitting my fall, got a brand new stitch. Cutting withdrawals with a brand new bitch. Feeding me all the true intentions. Never doubt my assessment. Teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I chase them back alive. Knitting my fall, got a brand new stitch. Cutting withdrawals with a brand new bitch. Feeding me all the true intentions. Never doubt my assessments. You know you rocking the best away from him. That energy best all over me, yeah. Knowing I'm alone, that I'm never not sober. Headlights and driveway, you said to come over. If I'm still fucked, don't let me leave. No more fuel, I'm all on E. Borrow my soul, so she called me a donor. Lended her more and I made her a moaner. If I'm too numb, that's all on me. Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't want.
Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's teleport, yeah.
Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's teleport, yeah.
Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's teleport, yeah.
Youth in pain is all I
We
be.
get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's teleport.
Youth in pain is all I
We
be.
get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's teleport, yeah.
Youth in pain is all I
We
be.
get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's teleport, yeah.
We get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Youth in pain is all I
We
be.
get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's teleport, yeah.
We get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost, we get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, like let's.
Okay, so what I did here, yeah, I just gave a final adjustment on the bus compressor at the end. Okay, so everything sounds really good. I didn't add like reverb, delay, and all those stuff. I feel like that's a production level decision. And usually, if somebody sends me tracks, I'm just gonna take whatever they send me and just work with it. I'm not gonna try to add what I think needs to go to it. I'm not gonna add reverb. I'm not gonna add delay unless they ask for it. If they go, well, I don't want my vocals to be dry, add a little reverb, little delay. I would like to have added some delays to this, but in this case, I'm just mixing what I have. and it sounds good. So I guess the one last thing we want to do is kind of be sure that we have good stereo image. So I'm just gonna throw a phase meter in and I'm just gonna take a look at it. I probably should have done it while I was mixing, but I'm not used to doing that, so I kind of forget. So, but anyway, I'm just want to take a look real quick.
Wonder. We get high, we get low. Yeah. We get high, we get lost. Oh, I'm gonna hit him with that. Yeah. We get high, we get lost. We get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Like to say she not important, but I'm coming back every time. I need you up in my line again. I like the Marlboro, she like the Parliaments. Why'd I just let it move into my mind? An apartment is fire, you started inside of my head. Swerving the lanes, you know I'm impaired. Without you, baby, I'd rather be dead. Without you, baby, I'd rather be dead. She got me thinking about who I am. She got me thinking about who we could be. Slow down, baby, she knew that it's using the teeth. Yeah. She said, oh man, a bitch like he knew that. I'm thinking about calling some shooters and pressing them. I was foolish, I was negligent, I was never there. Like, who am I kidding? I miss this bitch. Plenty of fishing to see what they telling me. I reel them in with the melodies, but I learned my lessons, man. These bitches sure ain't shit. Yeah, these bitches sure ain't shit. Without me, she wishes she dead. Without me, she wishes she dead. Yeah, know this fucked up, but we get high, we get lost. We get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport, yeah. We get high, we get lost. We get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah.
Still not high, but still got lost. Thrift shop polos, all the cost. 40s teed up on the course. I just drank them playing golf. Teleport the way I drive when I'm too fucked up inside. Warping lines outside my dashboard. Hope I trace them back alive. Yeah. Knitting my fall, got a brand new stitch. Cutting withdrawals with a brand new bitch. Feeding me all the true intentions. Never doubt my assessments. You know you rocking the best away from him. That energy best all over me, yeah, yeah. Knowing I'm alone, that I'm never not sober. Headlights and driveway, you said to come over. If I'm still fucked, don't let me leave. No more fuel, I'm all on E. Borrow my soul, so she called me a donor. Lended her more and I made her a moaner. If I'm too numb, that's all on me. Youth in pain is all I be.
We get high, we get lost. We get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport. Like let's teleport, yeah.
Like let's teleport, yeah, let's teleport. We get high, we get lost. We get fucked up, we get crossed. We don't wanna do this anymore. Take these drugs with me, teleport.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it turned out very well. Also, right here on my meter, you right-click the meter, you can set it to a K14 meter, and that's the meter I'm using, by the way, for my loudness. When you aim for 0 on a K14 meter, you're actually 14 decibels below 0. So that means when it shows me an over, you know, like a red little over thing, that means I'm going above K14. So I like that, especially when you're mixing, you know, because you're ensuring that you're not slamming anything on the master bus. You can hear your transients well, mixing with at 14 dB below 0. So that's great. I'm going to print that mix. And this is the kind of mix like you would typically get, you know, especially from a lot of these rappers and stuff nowadays. You're going to get a beat track and then you're going to have just a whole bunch of vocals. So just getting vocals to sit right with a beat track. I mean, obviously that beat was mixed decently, but there was like some things, little digital distortion things that I'm noticing on my monitors that I don't really like, and it's something I can't get rid of. So I just try to make that beat sound the best that I can. It is what it is. If I had mixed the beat, it wouldn't have had that sound in it. You know, it's like I think like certain parts where that snare hits, and there's like a little digital crunch to it. I really don't like. But I think, I mean, if I were to try to get rid of that, like, oh, just throw saturation over that or throw a de-esser on it, I think it would overall ruin the entire beat, you know? So it's like, no, I don't want to ruin the beat's sound. It's probably there intentionally. So I'm not going to mess with that. Unless, you know, let's say I had given them this mix and then they're like, oh, can you get rid of that? Yeah, okay, then I'll try, you know? But otherwise, that's pretty good mix, the balance. And so as you notice, it's not some kind of esoteric, weird, fucking, you know, magic sauce, secret mojo shit that I did to get things to work. It's just fundamentals. And that's the thing, when you're mixing, you just get fundamentals. A good chain, right? You don't need like 10 plugins. I use the fat channel. And what am I doing? A high pass here. You could do that with like, let's say, imagine you're in FL Studio. Probably put a parametric EQ2 there and then just high pass it, you know, on one. Fat compressor, because I like the way it sounds. I like the way that compressor reacts. That's an 1176. I think you get a stock one with Pro Tools and it's good enough. I think this one's actually pretty good. Like, it's crazy. Like, all the PreSonus plugins are fire, man. You can probably buy these, as a matter of fact, so you don't have to use Studio One to have them. But these just come stock with Studio One. So if you have Studio One, you already have them. EQ is just a basic EQ, man. Just any EQ that you can get in any stock, you know, shit. Because it's just a fucking EQ, man. I don't need all that sexiness. You know, like, oh, I gotta have an SSL EQ. This is basically an SSL EQ is a transparent EQ. That's what it was designed to be like, right? So I just use this, and these are pretty close to, like, I don't know, brown knob curves on an SSL E anyway, which are just basic. That's all they are, just basic EQ. You know, I pull this up, I make it a shelf. I pull this up as a bell. I don't mess with the Q. I would if I felt like I needed to, but I didn't. You know, and then a limiter, right? FL Studio, fruity limiter, put that on the very end of your chain. And then a de-esser. Here the compressor has a de-esser. So I just grab the compressor plugins, put the de-esser preset, and just, you know, control the sibilance. You could do that maybe like FL Studio. Maximus has a de-esser. Just throw Maximus on it and go to the de-esser preset and de-ess things. I just don't like the weird digital saturation that's in FL Studio stock plugins in their vain attempt to try to like make shit sound analog in the box, and it just sounds terrible. This actually sounds pretty close to what I think like a good clean analog sound would be, and that's because Brit Console is doing that. This thing is giving you, you know, drive, gated noise, crosstalk. Like, that's giving you the console sound. So that's the console, and then I'm just using Studio One shit. So basically I go, oh, I want an SSL sound. Well, this is, excuse me. If I could minimize that. Dude, what the fuck? Okay, hold on. This is basically giving us our console sound here. I hit shit, I fucked it up 2 times. There we go. So that's this is where your character is coming from. So vintage character, because it's a 4000 series SSL with a crosstalk gated noise drive. I go for 2.5. I could change the serial number. That changes the way that the console responds or whatever, but I kind of like, I'm used to 0001, so I just use that. Try not to overthink things, you know. Do I need an SSL bus compressor? No, this compressor is doing exactly what an SSL bus compressor would do, and I kind of like it. I kind of like it a little better. I think it glues better than an SSL bus compressor. So I just, you know, it's at a ratio that I would have used 2-to-1, right? Threshold, attack, and release times are set to adaptive and auto. So instead of like slowest attack, fastest release, I think that has a smoother character, and I go, oh, I like the way that sounds better that way to me. And it's a very quick reacting compressor, so I'm happy with that. K14 meter we hit at 0. I think everything's good. This is, you can't really, I don't think you can make it better than this, you know. I think anything else would just fuck it up. So I know when I hear like those ad-libs come in, I'm going, oh man, I'd like to put a reverb or a delay on that, but nah. You know what I'm saying? It's not my song, right? This is what they have. So in this case, that's what I'm doing. If you need a more surgical EQ, like Studio One's got you, man. They have the Pro EQ, which is like I'll just show you what it looks like. I'm gonna take it off, but it looks like this. It's like, you know, FabFilter Pro Q3. I mean, you don't see the waveform, but you don't need to. You need to use your ears, man. You don't need to see the fucking waveform. My God. You know? And that's why I would pull one of these all the way up so I could hear what it's doing and then bring it back down. That's just listen, right? Use your fucking ears. You're mixing, right? You're not fucking making a video here. You know, you're working with audio. So don't be afraid. I don't know what Pipeline is yet. Like some of these other plugins, I'm still messing around with them because I didn't realize that the PreSonus stock plugins were that fire. Like I was just default going to my plugins, and I think now my third-party plugins sound worse. Like they don't sound as good as the stock plugins in here. It's fucking insane. I don't know what fucking Pipeline is. Oh, I see. It looks like it has something to do with in and outs and a device setup. Okay. I guess you're piping some hardware into here. Okay, well, we don't need that. So another thing that's cool, as another reason why I was messing around with the stock plugins too, is because I heard that, well, okay, PreSonus also has like a console, right, that you can buy that has all this in it, all the stock, and I'm going, the stock plugins are fire, right? They also have a Neve EQ in here that's really awesome. But for this mix, I was thinking we're not going to need Neves. We're just going to need transparent stuff and go for a transparent sound. But I can go for a vintage Neve sound, and it sounds legit. Sounds like real fucking Neve, bro. It's amazing. And better than, you know, I'm going to say it, man, better than Lindell 80 series, right? Better than Analog Obsession and their stuff. I was surprised. Like, it really has a very, very realistic Neve character with no CPU hit. That's another thing. My CPU is not even doing shit. And I'm like, I knew it, right? They could create great sounding plugins that don't murder your CPU. I don't know why they do that. Maybe it's a gimmick to get you to buy more plugins or to upgrade your computer or something. I don't know what it is, or get into an update plan or whatever, you know. But anyhow, if you like this video and you found it educational, informational, and the whole shebang, then like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That's if you want to see more videos, or actually you want to see my new videos as they come out. I don't always drop videos. Like lately, like I said, my issue is I don't always have something to mix. So I'm kind of like, well, fuck, you know. I think I may on another video have mixed this song before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like doing it again. But I'm doing it for a reason, to show you guys. It was a special request. The guy said, hey, how do you get your vocals to sit right in the track? And I go, this is how I do it. And so there's no, like I said, there's no magic sauce. It's just using my ears and going, that sounds good. Having a decent monitors, right? I have HS5s, Yamaha HS5s. That's what I mix on. So, and I know them, and that's what I use, right? You don't see them because I don't have my camera pointed at them, but they're here, and that's what I use to do my mixing. So, you know, good monitors, good decisions equal good mix, right? You don't have to overthink this shit, you know. But some people do, man. They'll watch like videos and they'll be like, oh, you have to do this and that and all this complex shit. And right there, you just heard it. Even to a 2-track beat, like, what? You mean a stereo beat file? He didn't have to go do the crazy side chaining stuff? Nah. Sounds good. I didn't want to ruin the integrity of the beat. I don't want to ruin the integrity of anything. I'm mixing, you know? And I think some people just think it, and I think in the end it sounds pretty good. I think, and everything kind of pops out really well and sounds really, really nice. And it's not even mastered yet. Like, that's another thing. Like, after mastering, it's going to sound even better. So there you have it, man. It's your boy Vigilante Styles, man. You guys be good. I'm out for now. Peace.